Ah, do you have a dream? Everyone have a dream, or even future aspirations, plans or goals. And sometimes, if you are lucky, those dreams and aspirations are related with our hobbies and the things that we like. These goals are different for every person and may change with the time. In most cases, these aspirations and goals change with the time. They grow with us. Things that you may like when you were 5 years old now seems very chilly. People who want to be astronaut now only wants to end middle school. Those who want to be firefighters ended up working in an office. And others simply forgot their dreams of being football players searching a secure salary. In my case, my goal has always been the same. Regardless of my parents' opinions, I want to be the best paleontologist of the world. And I know there is a small possibility of happening, but I will start of being the best of my country. To make you understand my story, I might start with a small lesson. Paleontology is a branch of biology that studies fossil remains of ancient creatures, as bones, teeth, shells, cells, and rocks with impression of leaves, branches, and footprints. Well, now you know that. Just give me a second before you jump in the conclusion and you tell isn't a quite boring dream. I enjoy paleontology so much because the science showed you another different complete world. A world that exists thousands of years ago. Paleontology helps us to see those things that other people can't even imagine. And that for me is fantastic. Toward these years I have been interested in paleontology. I have met many people that are interested in the science too. Two people who only see paleontology and dinosaurs like a hobby until real paleontologists. But when I was in elementary school, nobody shared my interest in paleontology until I went to the summer course here in the Museo del Desierto, in which I got the opportunity of knowing many children who share the same passions for dinosaurs that I have. It was in this course where I met my first hero. For discretion, we will call him Character C. When I was younger, Character C used to be the teacher at the summer course in the Museo del Desierto. And every year he used to talk about the same thing, how he was the discoverer of the Coagulaceratops magnacuerna, one of the first dinosaurs in Mexico. This dinosaur was a new species of Ceratopsidos. The particularity that these dinosaurs have are those big horns. Those are the biggest horns in the Pterosaur family. It's a branch of the Ceratopsian. Well, this one is one of my favorite dinosaurs, and hear that story was amazing. I love it. In my mind, he looked like a hero. The greatest paleontology in Mexico, and I met him. And this is how I made my first hero. I truly admire him. I used to really want to be like him. He invited me to his laboratory lab of paleontology, so I could see all his collection of fossils, but I could never go. After the summer course and at the school time inspired by him, I started to reach fossils. My first expedition were in my garden, but there was nothing interesting. And with the years, my regions became bigger, and I started to explore wastelands close to my house. I found a lot of different things, but no fossils. And after a few more years, I started to go to Sabina's River. This is near of my home, and there I found my first real fossil. That fossil was a wood, petrified wood. Well, I believe this type of fossil is very common. And after this, I started to go even farther to find fossils, until the point that every weekend I asked my father to go to 1 hour to finding fossils. And we started to find a lot of things like wool, leaves, shells, but we could never find any bones. For this moment, I feel like I have a great evolution looking for fossils. And with all the knowledge that I have accumulated for talks, books, and documentary of dinosaurs, I think that I were like the best in paleontology of my age. Oh God, that I was wrong. After a while, I finished high school and I became to Saltillo to study middle school. Here in Saltillo, I stayed with my aunt in his house. His house is right in front of the Museum of the Desert, so every weekend I went there. And this made me make good friendships. During the second semester of high school, I was involved with the library staff, and they made this weekend of culture in which they have like many topics for of culture, and I was offered the opportunity to organize an activity for the cultural weekend. So obviously I proposed to show Coahuila's dinosaurs. The main attraction will be the collection of fossils of the character C, with which I already have like a friendship, if you can say so. I was able to let character C give a talk about what he have done through all the years that he have searching for fossils and studying them. But this time I understand it in another completely different way. First, he literally began like saying, I'm not a paleontologist. I didn't study for paleontology, but I have learned the trade of paleontology. That disappointed me. And still, in everything he said, you could feel like a bit of egocentrism. And when he could see my collection of fossils, he did nothing but give me a pat in my back. In two semesters of middle school, we have to do an internship in a company where we like to work in. And with the contacts that I had made in the Museo del Desierto, I could get a place into the laboratory lab of the paleontology. For me, it was like a golden ticket, and it was in this semester where I were able to meet one of my truly heroes, Hector Rivera. He's a paleontologist, a real one. He told me what a truly paleontology do or have to do. How are the excavation on a fossil, how are the classification and conservation of this fossil, and also how the remains are studied. Oh, he let me see of first hand the original materials of the dinosaur that he discovered, like the Yuwakanoceratops mudei. With him, I feel like I really support, and I understand that most of the things that I was doing were wrong, or I didn't do it in the correctly way. And I understand that I still have a lot to learn, and I appreciate that. When I was talking with Edgar, he told me that he met the character C, and he said that he were working in the Museo del Desierto, but he left because of problems with another paleontologist. What happened is that when character C discovered the remains of the Coahuilaceratops, he kept some of the animal for himself. I don't have the words to express why is this so wrong. And well, with this, I lose all the respect that I have to the character C. That isn't what a good paleontology done. And I don't know, it just like feel bad about it. Well, and also with that I could understand Hector isn't looking for fame or be the best or the best. He only wants to make things right and be successful in what he is doing. He is one of the greatest paleontology in Mexico, and he doesn't brag about it, while character C wants to be the greatest and doesn't have Hector's humility, and also don't things wrong. Well, with all of this, I understand that I have to pick off carefully my heroes. And no matter what are you doing to reach your goals, always, do not do things because you want to be the best. Do them because you want to be the better version of you. And always think with your head calm. Focus in your goal. But more important, always be humble because you have a lot to learn. If I have seen further than others, is by standing upon the shoulders of giants.